Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. I'm Rana Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Ghana and the EU have opened the door to stronger trade, technology transfer, and private sector partnerships as high-level talks in Belgium intensify. The Georgian Chamber of Commerce and Industry commends the local content secretariats new processing timelines, which will help businesses access certificates faster. Local entrepreneur Mawan's report says a rise from pandemic startup to growing brand proves the importance of both passion and persistence. And a grieving mother is calling for justice, saying her son's case was only taken seriously after the 9-year-old died from his injuries. Ghana and the European Union are moving to strengthen market access and deepen technical cooperation as Ghana entered day 3 of the inaugural Global Gateway EU-Ghana mission in Belgium. During a high-level meeting at the European Commission, both sides signaled a renewed push for collaboration in sustainable development, agriculture, trade facilitation, and value chain modernization. Ghana outlined its national priorities and investment agenda, stressing the need for greater private sector involvement through technology transfer, joint ventures, and market-building partnerships. EU officials in turn highlighted existing programs and new initiatives aligned with Ghana's development goals. The delegation also met with European leaders in ports, logistics, and agro-processing. A Swedish-hosted luncheon showcased technology demonstrations from Siemens Energy, Candela and Berg Propulsion, followed by briefings on the EU's Caribbean port strategy from industry giants Jean Dinol and Boskalis. The day wrapped up with Belgium Chamber of Commerce connecting Guyanese representatives to potential European partners and spotlighting new commercial opportunities. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa has challenged Linden's farmers to significantly increase production as the government prepares to expand agricultural opportunities across Region 10. He made the call during a meeting with residents and farmers at the Christiansburg Community Center, knowing that several major companies have already expressed interest in partnering with the ministry, creating higher demand for local produce. Mustafa highlighted government investments aimed at strengthening the region's agriculture sector, including a state-of-the-art hydroponic facility that engages youth in modern food production. He reiterated President Irfan Ali's vision for stronger youth and women's participation, targeting at least 38% involvement. The minister also announced that a shade house requested by Nyabingi Association has been approved and will soon be delivered. He stressed the need for daily operations at the agro-processing facility to expand value-added production. Additionally, he outlined diversification plans, including developing a black belly sheep brand and improving milk production in Moblissa. The Georgian Chamber of Commerce and Industry is applauding the local content secretariat for introducing fixed processing timelines for local content certificates, changes aimed at improving efficiency and helping businesses access approvals faster. The Chamber says it has been in continuous dialogue with the Secretariat on issues affecting local companies, including delays and the need for updates to the scheduled services under the Local Content Act. It expects a new system to further enhance the ease of doing business in Guyana. Beginning January 2026, the Ministry of Natural Resources will implement clear deadlines for applications. Sole proprietorships and landlords will have new submissions processed within 5 working days and renewals within 3. Fully Guyanese-owned companies and partnerships will see 15 days for new applications and 10 for renewals, while all other companies will have timelines of 21 and 15 working days. The Secretariat says timelines begin only after all documents are submitted. A revised list will be published online and a digital application portal will launch next January. Ghana is intensifying its national response to infection control and antimicrobial resistance as its Ministry of Health rolls out strengthened guidelines, expanded lab capacity, and new surveillance systems across the country. The update came yesterday during a workshop in Georgetown, where Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony warned that antimicrobial resistance, AMR, is now one of the world's deadliest and fastest-growing public health threats.
We want in every facility to implement IPC. We want in every one of our hospitals to have leads for IPC. We want IPC committees in every one of these hospitals. And we want these committees to function.
Dr. Ani said AMR is already driving millions of deaths worldwide and could cause up to 10 million deaths per year by 2050 if countries fail to act. He said Ghana must move beyond policy documents and ensure every health facility fully implements infection prevention and control IPC measures. The minister highlighted major investments now underway, including nationwide lab upgrades, support from the Fleming Trust, and a new biosafety Level 3 lab at the National Public Health Reference Lab, one of the few in the Caribbean. This facility will allow scientists to work safely with live pathogens and improve AMR testing.
We want in every facility to implement IPC. We want in every one of our hospitals to have leads for IPC. We want IPC committees in every one of these hospitals. And we want these committees to function.
Dr. Andy added that Ghana has secured US $22 million through the Pandemic Fund and the World Bank for AMR work. The funding supports lab strengthening, safer sample transport, real-time surveillance in human and animal health, and new staff for outbreak monitoring. He warned that misuse of antibiotics, especially the black and red pills, often taken for viral infections, continues to worsen resistance and urged pharmacists and the public to help stop it. The ministry's next steps include full rollout of the AMR strategy, active IPC committees in every hospital, and a One Health surveillance platform linking human, animal, and environmental data. When returned, an entrepreneur credits passion and persistence for her success. New details emerge on the quarantine crash, and a mother pleads for justice in her son's death.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. A local businesswoman is turning passion into profit and uplifting others along the way. Owner of Ghana Market International, Mawan Support, is using her journey as a businesswoman to inspire young women to start their own ventures. GMI was launched during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, with coconut biscuits as its signature product. Since then, the company has expanded into a full line of local favorites: plantain chips, tamarind balls, fried chana and split peas, pepper sauces, green seasoning, and dried seasonings. Speaking with Ignite News, Sport said she wanted to use her time wisely while the world was at standstill and decided to step into agro-processing.
I would like to encourage young women especially to try to open something. Try to venture into agro-processing. You could develop a product and own to it. Once you love to do what you are doing, you will better yourself at it. GMI, as it started in 2020, we started the packaging in plastic bag. Today, we have met the international standard.
She added that her love for making local food items, along with encouragement from others, pushed her to keep going. Port admitted that the journey hasn't been without challenges, especially balancing a growing business with a full-time job.
I am a public servant. I am also a mother, a wife. I am a student. I try to manage my time first by putting what is a priority. And sometimes it's very challenging because go to work, come home, you have others too. You have to make products, you have to attend to the children, they have schoolwork to attend to. Those things, they are very challenging. However, I try at the end of the week, try to give myself at least 1 or 2 hours of my time to try to, find myself.
GMI has since rebranded and upgraded the quality of its products through enhanced packaging. Port advises that once you have a passion for something, you will be motivated to improve and become innovative along the way. 16-year-old Judea Celine died from multiple skull fractures sustained in last week's tragic minibus accident on the number 63 Public Road, Quarantine. The crash also claimed the life of her teacher, Jerome Bernard, and left several students injured. Government pathologist Dr. Vivekanand Bridge Mohan confirmed the cause of death during a post-mortem on Monday at Bailey's funeral home, conducted in the presence of police and relatives. Celine's body has since been released for burial. Regional health officials say 6 of the 18 injured students and teachers have been discharged from the number 75 Regional Hospital. 2 remain in stable condition at the Georgetown Public Hospital, while 7 continue to receive care at the number 75 facility. Education Minister Suni Parag and Region 6 officials have extended condolences to the families of both Celine and Bernard. Loretta Collins, a grieving mother of 9-year-old Levon Collins of Nurney Village, Quarantine, is calling for justice following her son's death. Levon died on Saturday nearly 2 weeks after he reportedly sustained abdominal injuries during a scuffle with another minor. Ignite News spoke with Loretta, who said the incident happened during a dispute between Levon and his 15-year-old female cousin over a bicycle.
He was going up the street at 12 with the bicycle. The bicycle chain slip and she pushy. She go for pushy. She pushy and then he tells her she not pushy. So with that, he not left half, he not take class. So them two did. She beat he up. She take the bicycle and throw Panny. And she proper beat he up. She push it down up on the ground. They slap.
Loretta said Levon began complaining immediately about severe stomach pain.
Just crying out for his stomach, so he was rushed to put her into hospital 2 times. Then give treatment, then send you home, still with the same complaint. His stomach carry back. We go do x-ray, anemia. And then just keep on saying hard knock, hard knock. He still complain again for his stomach and we rushed to Nonsa Hospital where he was admitted. He went in ICU. So everything was going well. He showed everybody good face and thing, Discharge and going a while. And he started split big blood.
Despite medical efforts, Levon later passed away. Loretta said she reported the matter to the Wim police station soon after the incident, but believes it was only taken seriously after her son's death. She is now calling for full investigation and justice for Levon. In the indigenous village of Yupakari in Region 9, a partnership between the Peace Corps and the Ministry of Education is helping children get a stronger start in reading. Peace Corps volunteer Lindsay, who serves as a full-time literacy promoter, explains that her efforts support the Ministry of Education's goal of ensuring every child reads by grade 4.
My name is Lindsay. I have moved to Yupikari approximately 3 weeks ago and I will be here for 2 years. I'm a Peace Corps worker and I will be a literacy promoter working through grades 1 through 6.
Lindsay says her work focuses on spotting early reading gaps and running small group sessions for students who are below grade level. The program uses games, movement, and one-on-one activities to build confidence and comprehension, especially in hinterland communities that lack specialist teachers. She's also partnering with the village librarian, teachers, and parents to extend learning after school. Plans include a reading club, outdoor literacy stations, and new early reader books for the library.
So the kids and the whole community have been very welcoming, just very enthusiastic about learning, and I think that just comes from all the great teachers and kind of mentors that are already here. So it's really nice to see personality traits of the children from their parents or their grandparents. So it's just been a great experience so far.
But more support is needed, she says. The new secondary school lacks specialist subject teachers and the village needs beginner-level books, chalk, cement, paint, and more interactive learning tools. Outside the classroom, Lindsay has embraced village life, from wildlife outings to community cleanups, building what she calls family bonds. For Yukari, the initiative marks another step toward ensuring that every child, regardless of geography, meets a grade 4 literacy benchmark. And for Lindsay, the next 2 years will be devoted to strengthening reading skills, expanding access to learning resources, and building confidence in the next generation of Rupununi learners. When we come back, Chase Academy dominates yet again in the Under-18 Football League. India faces a near-certain defeat in Gauti, and in Trinidad and Tobago, a community mourns after a counselor is killed in a domestic violence attack.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Night News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. On Sunday, Chase Academic Foundation delivered another commanding performance. The teenagers continued their dominant run in the Republic Bank Under-18 School Football League, overpowering President's College 10-0 at the Ministry of Education ground to extend their perfect record to 6 wins. Captain Brian Wharton delivered a standout performance, scoring a first-half hat-trick and finishing with 5 goals, while Isaiah Eiffel added 2 and Naren Barrow, Shaquan David, and Darius Chester each scored in the second half. Chase now sits comfortably on 18 points. Charlestown Secondary meanwhile secured a 3-1 victory over 3 Mile Secondary with early goals from Nicholas Noelder, who scored twice, and Dilshawn Allen. West Rumvelt Secondary maintained their grip on second place by edging South Rumvelt 1-0, thanks to Joel Griffith's 38-minute strike, moving them to 15 points and closer to qualifying for the 6th annual KFC Goodwill Series. Dolphin Secondary received a walkover after Abraham Zoo Secondary failed to show up. The league concludes this weekend with the final round, where the top 2 teams will advance to Petra's KFC year-end tournament. India is staring at a near-certain series defeat as they head into the final day of the second test in Guwahati with 27-2, chasing an unlikely 549 against South Africa. A loss would hand them their second home series defeat in 3 series, following last year's 3-0 whitewash by New Zealand, which ended a 12-year run of 17 straight home series wins. All-rounder Ravindra Jadeja says simply batting out the final day would feel like a win-win situation. He admitted the task is huge but stressed patience, solid defense, and taking the match session by session. Jadeja also noted that South Africa's game plan is similar to India's 3-0 win in 2019. The real difference this time is the toss. India won all 3 then, South Africa have won both in this series. He added chasing big 4th innings targets on turning wickets creates pressure, but the team must accept the challenge and fight through day 5. Cristiano Ronaldo will be available for Portugal's opening match at next summer's World Cup, despite receiving a red card for elbowing Dara O'Shea during a 2-0 defeat to the Republic of Ireland in qualifying. According to the BBC Sport, although violent conduct typically results in a 3-match ban, FIFA suspended the 2nd and 3rd matches for a year, taking into account that this was Ronaldo's first red card in 226 international appearances. He has already served the mandatory 1-match suspension by missing Portugal's 16 November game against Armenia, meaning he will face no further absence unless he commits a similar offense during the probationary period, which would automatically reinstate the remaining 2-match ban. Ronaldo scored 5 goals in qualifying as Portugal topped Group F to secure their 7th consecutive World Cup appearance. The 48 participating teams will discover their group stage opponents during the World Cup draw, which will be broadcast live on the 5th of December. In Trinidad and Tobago, police say murdered local government councillor Ramona Tinil Victor was beaten to death by her partner, Rodney Ramsumir, who then took his own life, leaving behind a handwritten note expressing remorse and saying he could not live without her. Ramona's father, Francis Ricardo Victor, discovered the body Sunday evening in the couple's unfinished home at Queen Anne Branch Road, Siparia. A post-mortem found she died from blunt force trauma to the head and neck, while Ramsumir died from poisoning. Police recovered a bottle of herbicide and his handwritten apology at the scene. Speaking with Trinidad Express, Victor's parents described the couple's 16-year relationship as troubled, marked by frequent conflict. They said Ramona, a mother of 1, had been facing personal challenges, despite being known publicly as hardworking and professional.
I'll push you one side, my daughter. I'll pull you one side, girl. I don't like what's going on. I say, I don't like it. But look, I make it better. You call it a deal, man.
She ever considered leaving him? Ending your relationship?
Yeah, them will quarrel now and time to more. Please God. Them like hug see mother. I'm telling you, until me and the girl, me and the boy father and all two get fed up fight and say, oh God, we fed up at this stupid. Because they can't think now they want to kill each other now. And next day, you will surprise to see husband and wife together.
Ramona was serving her 2nd term as a United National Congress councillor and had recently been appointed to the Board of Heritage Petroleum. Committee members and local officials have extended condolences and pledged support to the family. In international news, U.S. Army Secretary Don Driscoll has held 2 days of talks with Russian officials in Abu Dhabi in what the Trump administration describes as its most aggressive push yet to end the war in Ukraine. Driscoll's spokesperson says the discussions ran late Monday into Tuesday and are going well, with the secretary coordinating closely with the White House. He's also expected to meet the Ukrainian officials while in the UAE. The diplomatic push comes as Kyiv endured one of its heaviest overnight assaults in months, missiles and hundreds of drones killing at least 6 people and damaging power and heating systems. Residents sheltered underground as temperatures dropped. Ukraine remains wary of being pressured into a deal that favors Moscow, especially after a leaked 28-point U.S. peace plan called for Kyiv to cede more territory, restrict its military, and abandon NATO ambitions, conditions Ukraine calls unacceptable. President Volodymyr Zelensky says some elements of the plan are correct, but the most delicate points will be discussed directly with President Trump. He may travel to the U.S. in the coming days. France's President Emmanuel Macron says peace is welcome, but warns Europe does not want a settlement amounting to Ukrainian surrender. Meanwhile, Romania scrambled fighter jets overnight as Russian drones again breached NATO airspace, heightening tensions along the alliance's eastern flank. Finally this evening, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development is warning the countries must act now to prevent slowing population growth from undermining their long-term economic prospects. In its annual report, the bank says aging populations are already weighing on growth, and in emerging Europe, a shrinking share of working-age people is set to cut per capita GDP growth by nearly 0.4 percentage points a year through 2050. Chief economist Beata Javorcik warns that many post-communist nations are getting old before getting rich, with rising median ages and modest income levels. Falling birth rates, shifting social norms, and financial pressures on women are driving the trend, while policy designed to boost fertility have produced little lasting change. Large-scale migration is politically unpopular, and citizens remain wary of relying heavily on AI to drive productivity. Javorcik argues the most effective response is extending working lives, supported by retraining and pension reform. But political resistance is growing as leaders themselves age. The report also urges young, fast-growing economies like Nigeria to move quickly to capitalize on their dwindling demographic dividend. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.